With PODACST, you get to keep up with the culture. With It's Up There podcast, you get more.
Not dead price, I was smiling at you, when I'm not dead nice. I was on IG when I caught that ice. They no love drug when they not dead nice. I feel like did it with the end. Street can be really in the field. I bounced up and when he got fitted in the head. I went there till they get the Drake at the Grammys and I did shit for real. Ran right back to the time with the whammies. My kid can't miss me. Right away, no. I ain't gon' let them get mine and you learn that for sure. All niggas getting gon' hate on me and I'ma make them ass roll. With this they solid, they fail, they gon' grab some more. Add it up.
Thank you for watching another episode of It's Up There podcast with your boy LOON and Luciano, Big LOON. I am your active and attractive host for another episode of It's Up There podcast, the fastest growing podcast on the market right now. We want to say welcome. We want to say if you are a new listener, make sure you subscribe to It's Up There podcast. Make sure you subscribe to FOGFOTV on YouTube. Stay tapped in with me and what I got going on. The campaign is strong, and we have another phase that we're about to roll out really soon, and do hope that you guys are in can appreciate it. Can appreciate it. And if you're listening to the audio version of this podcast and you want to see the video version, you head over to FOGFOTV on YouTube and you'll see the video version. If you are watching the video version of this podcast and you're looking for the audio version, you head to anywhere you get podcasts and you put in It's Up There podcast and it should pop up. We got full videos and full episodes on FOGFOTV on YouTube as well. We back. The biggest in this shit. You know what I'm saying? We move in a way, man, that's unmatched. A one-man wrecking show. All the financial responsibility lies on my shoulder. All of the brand responsibility lies on my shoulder. Everything lies on my shoulder. And that's why I tell people I can't afford to slip. The money doesn't matter. My presence is involved with everything that I have something to do with and everything that I'm intertwined with. My presence is needed. My expertise is needed. And that's why I need to go to another phase of these things in which there's more revenue being made to where I can hire people that I trust with some sort of some level of understanding of the game, you know what I'm saying? So I can just give them a position and trust that they got that and I can focus on this. Wearing so many hats, it's a beautiful thing because it's like you raising your own baby. You dig what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing from that standpoint, but at the same time, it's like you spreading yourself. And it's going to pay off. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's about, paying off. So anybody out there, I send that out to anybody out there chasing any kind of dream outside of your job, outside of your foundation, chasing dreams and being in a situation where, you want something other than what was gave to you or what was presented to you or what you seen done prior to you. You know what I'm saying? You want to reach a little further up the ladder. You want to go a little further down the street. You want to test the water a little further. I want to see what it's like myself. I feel like a lot of dudes are scared of the next level. And I embrace it. In hip hop culture right now, and it's a little deeper than hip hop culture, but just in the last couple of weeks, RP to these people, but we had the death of DMX, we had the death of Shock G just the other day, RP Shock G, and the death of Black Rob. it struck me as odd. I said, man, the rap game and our culture, we're dying. And what's killing me is we're dying in our 50s. You got to put that in perspective. We're dying in our 50s. You see what I'm saying? And it took me down the road to where I said, man, just think if somebody told you that 50 is when it's going to be over for you. You see what I'm saying? You at least want to put another 20 on that. You want to at least hit 70. You know what I'm saying? On this life and living in this world and being a part of your family and seeing them grow, and you get what I'm saying? So just think at 50 something years old, dog, we dropping like that, man. And I don't know, man. It just struck me. And then I seen where Irv Gotti came out and said, hey, man, DMX, he got the call, him and X was always tight. And he got the call. He said, man, X had COVID and he got some of that, he had a bad batch with the fentanyl on there, with the fentanyl on there. What I don't understand about the fentanyl thing, we talking about somebody that been in the game, right? What I don't understand about the fentanyl thing is why y'all ain't adjusted the amount. We don't endorse selling drugs over here, right? But I'm saying, if y'all see that it's killing people, why they ain't adjusted the amount? Why we still putting the same amount in there knowing that it's getting out here killing people? What we doing? See, the machines or whatever they doing to make this stuff is in the wrong hands. It's in the hands of the wrong individuals. Because we got to be a little more sophisticated with this thing. You see what I'm saying? We talking about these people dropping. You dig what I'm saying? And so I just don't understand. You know what I'm saying? I just don't understand. How do we ignore that? And I remember when the essays was forcing the dog food, allegedly. I remember when they was doing the switch over. But the thing is what are we doing? Well, we can't get the recipe together. Bring it down some. Bring it down some. You see what I'm saying? Bring it down some. If you're going to do it, I don't support doing it, period, right? I'm saying, bring it down some. You killing people. I just don't understand. Is this us doing it? What's this? What is this? Yeah, is we doing this or is somebody else doing this? Who was doing this? I'm talking about several individuals I know personally. Don't win it, you know what I'm saying, off that. Man, that's how we doing that? And that's what they tried to say was with George Floyd, but Irv Gotti said that was DMX situation, and I just think that's fucked up. We also been seeing, for those of you, unless you've been living under a rock, there's a war going on outside with the police officers and the black community. There's paranoia on both sides. It's a very slippery situation and things are starting to get out of hand. It's a lot more frequent. I'm in Nashville. Someone just got hit yesterday running towards an officer with a knife. Things are... I say sometimes that people are reasonable, right? You're a reasonable individual. I think a lot of times when we seeing these kids get in these situations with these firearms, and it hurts to say some of these things and think about some of these things, because we got to do a better job as well with teaching our children about a loss. Sometimes you got to take a loss, and that's just what it is. You got to just learn how to take a loss. You got to learn how to understand, all right, someone that has arrived, and just You know what I'm saying? But then these kids are young. And a lot of times children don't want to deal with their parents. You see? So if I'm a child and the gun is there and then I'm grabbing it because I'm just really trying to get it off me. Say, it ain't mine, man. I'm just saying it ain't mine. I'm trying to do something childish. Because I'm a kid. I'm trying to do some. And now it becomes a thing to where now just by default, it feels like I'm pulling or I'm still going for the weapon. Nah, y'all wrestling me. And then bam, boom, boom, I'm hit. You see what I'm saying? Because I couldn't have came there to be a school shooter if I haven't done nothing. I'm in the bathroom, man. But I don't, why I didn't know why they were speaking to him or nothing. See, I got to do a little bit more investigation on that. But, when you just think about some of these things, it's like, man, why them bullets and they hitting you? Pow, 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 chest. You dying really instantly. You get what I'm saying? So you got to pay attention to that. After that took place, we seen LeBron James speak on, because like I told y'all, the new game is they playing to the camera. Just hurry up and scream something that make you look good in court. Oh, man, I didn't want to do that to you, brother. Oh, he's got a gun. Get down. Stop resisting. Stop hitting me. Now it's just say something, play into the camera. Because that's how they getting us with the camera. So we got to play into that. Now we got to start hollering, taser. We got to, that's the new game. So LeBron James came out and spoke about the young lady because she had called the police. Police come and she's going at somebody with a knife. And then they shoot and kill her. Now, again, when you a kid, though, I'm going to get my last little lick out, motherfucker. You might not even finna do nothing. But they don't take them kind of risks. There's somebody's life in danger. I'm the police. So they did that. What's interesting is LeBron James came out and said that you're next. Meaning after the George Floyd case and the officer, Chauvin or whatever his name is, was found guilty, and we got a standard. We're going to start holding y'all into this light out here. You got to deal with what you're doing at this point, and we all watching. He said that. And then I hear people come out. And people say, well, what do you mean she was protecting the other girl's life? How would you feel if you was the other girl's dad or mother or whatever, parent? And I get it. What I also understand is that you got to get Superman for Superman. The only way you can play us is to put us against us. It ain't too many people that can do nothing with us, so you got to put us against us. You see a lot of these people out on here on the other side of things. When things happen to the black community, I don't hear them say much. But I hear them criticize somebody that's at their wits' end. Wits' end with the unfair treatment. Wits' end with the access to financial stability. As black people, we got to hustle twice as hard, or we got to be Superman. We got to hustle twice as hard, or be twice as nicer in certain settings to make even the lowest of the highs. You see what I'm saying? So it's an interesting thing. But then you see O.J. Simpson. He come out and he want to talk. Well, LeBron was wrong for speaking up. Here's a man that, if it wasn't for us speaking up and the fear of some sort of outcry or some sort of backlash from the black community, they would have hung you in the 90s. They would have hung you in the 90s if it wasn't for it. You would have been somewhere doing a life sentence, man. If it wasn't for us, y'all played the race card. Your whole defense was the race card. And so you gonna tell me you don't understand what's going on with race when you beat a double homicide with the race card? You see what I'm saying? I just got a disdain for that type of thing. Then you get on there, hey, Twitter world, you dudes is just a different kind of lame. You get on there, hey, Twitter world. A lot been going on. LeBron James was wrong for what he said. Bro, we saved you. It was times where you was scared, no motherfucker. Boy, your life was on the line. Boy, you was scared, boy. And then you come out against us. But again, you got to use us against us. It's the only way you can move. It's the only way you cannot do nothing else with it. The talking points that they gonna say to me that's infighting. And my problem with Candace Owens is, and why I say that she's like a threat to the infrastructure of what's going on. And by no means do I co-sign any kind of, dumb stuff. I'm not interested in being on the side of things that seem to be negative or seem to be non-productive for the race as a whole. But what I think she falls short in regards to just how I look at, the brand and what she presents, and it may be lucrative. But where I think she falls off is she talks outside of the house. You don't see certain things we talk about at the house. It's just like a marriage being black right now in this thing. We got a goal, right? We got a goal, man, for our kids. We got a goal. We trying to hit something, so we got to work towards that. And when certain people come out and say things that we need to be talking about when the company leave, we got a problem. But a lot of y'all out here on the tip of, on the other side of things, soon as you slip and fall, they come out everywhere. Man, I didn't even know you was following me. You like that picture of me getting a fight. I didn't even know you were following me, man. I thought you had died. And far as Candace Owens, we too far behind in SCO, man. We too far behind in SCO for this, man. We too far behind in SCO to lead with our emotions on a lot of these things, Candace Owens. We too far behind, sweetheart. We can't lead with that type of vibration. Oh, me and you need to talk about some black stuff. We need to talk. Come holler at me. Call my phone. But don't get on a platform and do that. Not in this time right here. It's a very interesting time. It's a very interesting time. And, I just talk like this. I just look like this. I understand my numbers. I understand all the things that I need to understand to have a conversation with anybody about the things that I say and I speak about. I just sound like this because of where I'm from. And a lot of people love my voice. They love how I talk. So it's cool. You understand? But understand that you don't talk outside the house. We supposed to talk about that amongst each other. And then even if we is going to talk, call Cardi B, have a conversation with her on a podcast. If we is going to do something where we want to get it out to the people and give some information outside of being on the side of things where you become the voice for the whites that's in black skin. It keeps them from being in a situation to take accountability for certain things that they've caused and been a part and profited off of, right? Because again, you put Superman against Superman, and now we gonna just see a rumble in the Bronx, you know. You know, I always talk about and tell people, man, about this internet thing being such a new thing, being such a brand new space. You know, it's affected everything. It's even like when we even think about DMX, or we think about those those celebrity type figures, you know, passing away or dying, and we say, man, they mourn them folks for maybe a couple of days. Not the real family condolences always. When I speak about these things, I'm just trying to learn from the circumstances and adjust for generations to come. But it just seems like that they mourn for a couple of weeks, maybe 2, and move on. The internet has just affected every part of life. I was thinking about that when I was looking at Netflix. I said, they done changed the movie game. They changed the whole game single-handedly. Everybody had to bow down and get with the game plan. Some kind of way they got a subscription going on. Everybody. Some kind of way we got some kind of subscription going on, and we're going to just keep the content coming. And this is why I'm inside the content game. You know, I'm one of the smartest nigga on this side of breathing. So that's why I'm in the content game, is because I understand what's going on. I understand, hey, man, all these people need something. Man, you got a slew of people that need something. All these folk need content. They need you to have something dope to offer the people. People appreciate what it is you put forth. Hey, man, we can do some business. What kind of numbers we talking? What kind of situations we talking? How we looking? Oh, yeah, let's talk about the PPP thing, right? So the PPP loan is a loan. It's the payroll protection plan. If that name don't tell you something about the whole situation or what the money is for, you definitely don't deserve the money. The payroll protection plan has been placed in the hands of individuals that's been running amok. They took this thing, and man, everybody's getting a bankroll, and I applaud it. I applaud. Get your bankroll. You know, get your bankroll. Now, again, speaking about how the internet has affected everything, it's even affected policing. It's affected informants. It's affecting snitching and the dope game and the everything. It's affecting everything. So when we look at them doing something like that, that's so y'all can do the work for them. They know that y'all gonna post woo-de-woo when and got it when you get to beefing with him, and he owe you this. He took $5,000 and he shouldn't have took none off my PPP loan. They know that when you get mad at your friend, you gonna highlight his name and say, tag the local police department. We gonna see it happen because it's part of what happens on the internet. You see what I'm saying? And they gonna put themselves in a situation to let the people do half of the work, and then they'll come through with the closing game. You see what I'm saying? And track a few people down, because everybody that got it don't deserve it. In regards to the criteria that's supposed to be kept to get the PPP loan. You understand what I'm trying to say? Everybody don't meet that criteria. Like I was telling y'all the last time, they had a thing that said it put 2,800 people off Section 8. They communicate. You can't tell them on one side that I made $300,000 and then on the other side that I didn't make enough money to even afford to pay housing. I need y'all help. Or I get this amount of food stamps, but I also got a business that do this amount. It just don't work like that. We dealing with the information age. And y'all don't think that they in a situation to put those two things together? You see what I'm saying? And then what happens is, say you are, it don't matter for the scam guys. The guys that really scam, it don't matter for those guys. And the reason it don't matter for those guys is they is in the game to where they gonna get the next scam. They on to the next thing. But the little regular person that got a little regular job, and then you get this kind of charge, it puts you in a position not to be able to get another job. You ain't a scam artist, so you ain't got no type of what you gonna do next in regards to how I'm, all right, I'm gonna do this method now. They took the PPP, we ran that in the dirt. Now we doing the suh. You don't know nothing about that, so you just stuck. And then you got a super theft charge to where who gonna hire you making a decent amount of money? It just, sometimes you gotta weigh these things, and that's why I need, I teach my children, and I gotta continue to teach my children. You gotta weigh things up. You can't just do everything and say come do it. It look like it's a gain. It look like it's a win. That don't mean do it all. You can't do it like that. You see what I'm saying? And that's how you lose. And understanding that is instrumental in being successful in life. It's instrumental in understanding what your next moves need to be and how to position it in yourself before you ask for the pass. See, that's another thing that I just think people don't understand. There's a thing that you got to do. You see Shaq, as good as he is in his prime, as good as he was in his prime, he get down there on the box. He got to wait. Let me get my back against, get close, about this close to it. Now it's time for me to ask for the pass. It's a high percentage that I'm going to make the money. It's a high percentage shot. This is a high percentage shot from me. That's the problem. A lot of y'all don't know how to work yourself into a position to even be prepared for the pass. You asking for the 3-pointer and you down by 1. But you don't know the difference. But it's my job to put it down, and it's y'all job to pick it up. Most people can put this kind of game down. They understand that I'm putting some good game down. But most people that don't even think about it, when they hear it, they say, man, that really makes sense. You see what I'm saying? But and speaking of the PPP thing, they saying that, and I'm reading this online, so allegedly, but allegedly, the guy that got caught at the McDonald's and they shot and killed his daughter, that's how they got his address. It's because the PPP loan thing had put it out, allegedly. And so they push up on him. They knowing where he coming from. When he did by, they probably somewhere casing it, looking, see him and push up on him, and then unfortunately kill that little girl. Children are off limits, man. But 2021, man, they playing a different kind of game. And the young dudes is hollering check ball. Now, if you out there on the court and you getting fouled and you ain't doing no fouling, it's only so long before you get injured. You see what I'm saying? If you out there on the court and you foul and you being fouled and you ain't doing no fouling, it's only so long before you get injured. You ain't gonna be able to keep taking punishment. So it's this game is turning into a wild, wild west, man. Even with the police, even with everybody, it's just like the wild, wild west. They run around with big choppers. I always tell y'all, they playing a different game. Posting your weapon is, I just always thought that was the dumbest game that you can do, post your gun. You don't post your gun. What if you got to shoot somebody with the gun? Man, I was thinking about something when I read this article right here that says Man returns to his $6 million home to find someone had borrowed it to get married. So that's that Airbnb game. I remember, though, coming up when there used to be con men. Like in the hood, though. Dressed up in the suit with all the rings and the Cadillac. He done scammed his way on all that. He's selling houses to people that ain't his house. Con man. It ain't no more of them. You see what I'm saying? Whatever happened to the con man? He was hard. But now, and that's part of that. They selling you Airbnbs that ain't even they homes. They getting paid, snatching the money right out probably some kind of way. And getting out of there. You see what I'm saying? Then the Airbnb thing be, you go out the country, all of a sudden your Airbnb get broke into. Now this is a setup. They know Americans come over here and stay in there. And we got something in there. They done hit licks going in there. So now they back in there. I was looking at some old episodes of Joe Budden on the Joe Budden podcast because I wanted to see where they came from. You know, I see where they at, but I wanted to see where they came from. And I watched it in real time, but having perspective on where they currently are at this time and being able to go back and look at it from a perspective of when Maul looked like he didn't have a dime. Joe didn't have none. Joe thought he was clean at one of them interviews with all white on. With it was just nasty. You know what I'm saying? And then Maul was, but you saw Maul start to get try to get his drip together. You know, they used to make fun of Rory a lot. They used to talk about the girls a lot on there. You know, you hear Rory mention Sam and hear Joe mention Sin, you know. But we were dealing with a different Joe Budden back then. You were dealing with a different Joe Budden, dealing with a different Rory, dealing with a different Maul as well, because people do change. But it's just something I can't stick my finger on. But something was different then. There was something that made them come off as more friends at that point. You know, I know the business got involved and things got slippery, but at that point they seemed to come in and come together as friends. And they were talking, and it was super cool. People are saying, hey man, the fans have moved on from Maul and Rory. If they don't want to return, then let it be. I don't see the podcast appealing for the next 5 years this way. Joe carries the show. Like I told y'all, let him switch places and you'll be able to see, you know, Joe carries the show. But when I looked at it, I said, okay, Rory at first was the guy that was plugged with Dipset, the guy that worked for the label, plugged in, knew things about artists, and Maul was the guy that knew NBA guys. Joe was a nigga who, he knew people, but nobody was rushing to come talk to Joe Budden. We talking back then. We talking when him and Academics may have done 1-2 episodes. I even seen the transition when they moved to Park's house and they had the camera in the wrong angle. You know, probably something I'm doing now is the wrong angle. But I ain't even looking at it that way, you know? So these kind of things happen as you are figuring out how you need it to look, what lights you need, what you need the podcast with, what mic do I need, what mixer do I need, how many mics do I need, how many cameras do I need any accent like, and this is what the beauty of this whole thing is. But when you see them and then they break off, and then now there's problems. Hold on, buddy. Because Maul was there for way longer than the The podcast, like, I think they may have been 100 and something episodes in, and then Maul came. Now they at 400. That means something. That's very close to the beginning of the podcast. And then he got people like Charlemagne right there saying, hey, man, dude is what make the podcast good. Then you got Rory, brought what he brought to the show. Brought that perspective that you know, he knew about the R&B, kind of knew about his rapidy rap shit. Parks as well. Parks, I even seen when Parks first grabbed the mic. Got on camera for a little while. Got back off camera. It's no good way to make me, you know. There's no good angle for that. To get all four of us and it, like, it's just, we got to keep it like it is and they'll just hear me. But Parks is staying rolling. But Maul and Rory, I told y'all they had to hurry up and get what they wanted. I'm not sure if they got it yet. But they going to have to do something quickly. And Joe got to figure something out. Don't let them trick you. I seen Adrian Broner, you know, went to tweeting some things, man, and that made people question his mental health and kind of contemplating suicide, things like that. Number one, we want to send good energy your way, my dude. You know, make sure to understand that, look at this thing from a totality, not just where you currently sit. Understand what you've done and been a part of, and where you stand in the ranks of men that stood in the same industry that you was in. Now, always remember that and make sure that can't nobody take that from you. You know what I'm saying? Now, you know, he tweeted some things about hurting himself, and don't nobody really believed in him but him, his mama, and his stepdad, and I think his real dad. I think we're dealing with the lifestyle change and the reality of people that sat there to spend all your money ain't right there to help you sleep better in regards to how I'm feeling. I done made some mistakes with this money. You know, I caught lightning in the bottle and I let it out the bottle. And I thought I had people around me because they show was around at my hoorah. They was around at my hoorah. When I first got in and put my foot in and I first put my hand on a couple M's and I didn't know no better, so I went to spinning like, yeah. They was on me. They held me down. They'll die for me. They love me. They was all in with me. Wasn't nothing like me. I was the really sinner. But when I slip and fall, I can't find nobody to give me no type of phone call. And I was talking to somebody and they said, Loon, you think it's the championship? You think it's the title? I said, it's the title by default. The title is attached to a certain amount of money, a certain amount of fights, a lifestyle that I got a glimpse of. And I allow people around me to see directly and live vicariously through me, because they ain't made this money to do this. I let them live through me. I'm getting the biggest yacht. I'm bringing the home team. Now, don't do it like that. I want the biggest one. I'm bringing the home team. But something happened. They're going to think you left your team home. Ain't nobody going to be there. And it's a harsh reality. It ain't something you won't accept. Because y'all spent my money. I told somebody the other day. I said, listen here, beloved. If you got a dude, if you got a homeboy, if that's your man and he outside chasing that cell phone all day, know one thing, he going back to the penitentiary. I hope to God you hold him down like you spent his money. Oftentimes in our hoods, in our culture, we don't want to ride this thing out with nobody. We don't want to be in a situation where I'm hindering my happiness messing with you. But I made my happiness ride on your coattail the entire time. I tell people, you got to look before you leap, my nigga. You got to be smart enough to know, man, Shawty she not really into this like that. She doing this because the situation is unheard of. And I can't blame her. I can't really blame her. One thing I do know is for me to put myself in a situation to get tricked, is then I'm the fool. If I let you trick me into believing that you gonna be here for me, I got a problem now. When that hit me and I realized, man, I let these folks trick me, they're gonna put me down in the dirt. Because I'm gonna say, damn, I thought they were riding. Them folks ain't fucking with me. And I'm broke for real. And I spent the bag gone. And these folks done just punch flip on me. You see what I'm saying? So it's a rough thing, man, but you gotta pull yourself up. Them folks might not give you another chance, man. You said a lot of things. Now, if they don't give you another chance, we got to figure some other hustle out. You got to go get some of that Jake Paul and them money. You got to tell a nigga give you $10 million. You'll fight in Jake Paul. Warm it up for Floyd. Or get his brother, put it on the same car for $3 million. Take that $3 million, put $500K in crypto. You know what I'm saying? Or just, you know what I'm saying? Just try to figure something out, man. But, you know, and a lot of times I think that kind of stuff be hitting you when you know, when you get into what I call a double whammy. When the money get low and the woman tend to want to be gone. That's a double whammy for a dude. You know what I'm saying? That's a situation that ain't cool. Like, boy, that put you up against the ropes. You see what I'm saying? That make you look at it like, damn, man, I'm out here. I done lost my gal. She acting funny and my money low. I'ma crash out. I ain't got nothing to live for, nigga. This ain't da-da-da. That's the vibe, bro, but you got to shake that. And it's all kind of dude because you put a lot in that girl. That's the thing with us, boy. They talk their ass off, black dudes, this, that, man. When a nigga love you, man, a nigga put a lot into you. When a nigga love you, a nigga put a lot into you. It ain't none of that half stepping. I'm talking about when he love you, not when he just want to lay down with you. When a nigga want to fuck you, he might say whatever to you. When a nigga love you, he gonna show you. And he gonna put that pressure down to where you gonna know, dude, protect me. He ain't gonna let nothing happen to me. And he love laying under me and feeling, he's just a vibration there. You see what I'm saying? Say what you want to about a black dude. They dogs, they this and that, man. Dudes, when dudes really love one of our women, we love that girl, man. Y'all got to stop portraying us like we don't know how to love. Like we don't know how to lead our families. Like we don't know how to love our children. Y'all got to stop doing us like that. Because I'm here to let you know we know how to love, lead, and love our children. And if you thought something other than that, I'm sorry to inform you. You thought wrong. I also wanted to speak about the Pretty Ricky guy end up getting shot. Of course, we want to send condolences to him just in regards to, you know, being shot. A lot of people say he reached for a firearm to protect his cousin, things like that. We'll kind of get into my thoughts and feelings on it after the clip. So let's let's kind of give you guys a rundown on exactly what happened. So that was the Breakfast Club take on it, and kind of them just running down what happened. Shout out to the Breakfast Club. Couple of things I saw when I looked at the way that this was approached, the way that it was handled, and a couple of things I saw following the actual unfortunate encounter with this young man. Let me see. Number one, what was interesting to me is that the guy was in the hospital, and I seen Lil Duval get some backlash for this. Shout out Duval. But after all this was happening, he was DMing these social media sites saying, hey, this is what happened to me. And it just seemed odd, for somebody that's fighting for their life. Somebody that's in a position to possibly be in their last days. Bullet went through your lung, this and that. And so Duval said, oh, so he got shot and then DM'd y'all? And then, of course, the blog site reposted that because it was content at that point. And, of course, Duval said prayers to the young brother. We all say prayers to the young brother. But the thing is, why you DMing people instead of fighting for your life? Why are you DMing social media networks instead of fighting for your life? And what struck me is odd after that, and see, that's what I say. The internet has affected everything, even down to people just can't even be themselves. People can't even sit back and heal. I always tell people when I go through something, you don't see me get on social media and, hey, y'all pray for my family, man, we going through it. Because I know half of these folk don't care to begin with. I'm only playing into them being nosy and getting more into my real life. And I'm not interested in letting people get into my real life. I'm more so, hey, man, you know what I want you to know. You know what I'm saying? So even if I'm in a situation to be battling something or somebody I love, is going through something, I'd rather keep that on the inside. I just told y'all about Candace Owens. Hey, man, we don't talk outside the house. We don't talk outside the house. And I was raised that way. You dig what I'm saying? So to see that just struck me as odd. Following the Lil Duval saying, hey, man, how did y'all get this message from his Instagram while he's fighting for his life? So he thought it was some sort of cap going on, and then it found out to be true. And of course, he still sent prayers to him. But shortly after that, as he was in a recovery mode, he sit there and tweeted something. What he tweeted was I said, damn, what we thinking about with this? He said, hey, let's make a deal. He said, I'll continue to fight for my life if y'all guarantee to make me a #1 rap star when I get out the hospital. You will fight for your life if we make you a rap star. Man, you supposed to be fighting for your life regardless. But it seems kind of cloudy, and it worries me because the young brother is in a time in his life right now where he needs to be healing. He needs to be putting himself in a situation to learn how to walk again, learn how to breathe on his own. Talk to his family, talk to his kids, talk to his loved ones. Fuck rap. Man, fuck rap. It ain't nowhere in the hell I'm talking to y'all about rap and I can't barely breathe. But it's telling me, LOON, this internet thing done went farther than you can even imagine. This thing done went so far to where you can't even get better on your deathbed. You can't even heal up before you Say, give me the fame. I want the fame. And I just saying, you know, that's that new age weird shit. And for me, man, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm just not into it. I'm just not into it, man. I send prayers, speedy recovery to the young guy, man. But I'm in a situation where you know, when you coming out searching for, you thirsty for the fame, on the heels of fight or losing your life almost, it's just strange to me, man. It's just strange to me, man. So, you got to do better with yourself. You know, you got to do better with yourself than that. I also wanted to speak about the these new things that Apple is putting out. Now, I want to preface this. Don't want to just jump into it. For those of you that may not know anything about these things, Apple announced the other day that they're dropping a GPS device about the size of a quarter, and it's made for keys. So we're going to give it up for Apple, you know, as they innovate and continue to be at the forefront of things. You know, shout out to Apple for that. Now, when I seen it, and I instantly saw the internet take flight from it. All the cheating and this and that, they going to figure it out. Well, it took me to the streets, because I'm a street dude. I come from the streets. So it took me to the streets. I said, oh, man, this is going to be a way for dudes to jump in the car with the plug, drop this in his car, and let him head on home. This is going to be a situation where women are going to be able to drop this under your sole of your shoe. So just picture that's in your wallet. You somewhat cheap. You don't know how she keep finding out where you at. Boy, she got the Apple thing in your wallet. But you know, I think you better, you know, if you are out there doing those kind of things, you know, that's the least of your worries. But the street dude that's hiding his money, the street dude that's trying to live over here in this neighborhood without nobody knowing, trying to do business, and he pulling up on guys jumping in his car, and they get in and they drop something in there, and they roll under the seat. Dudes ain't checking under their seat. Dudes ain't checking under their seat every day before they go to the house. They just driving willy-nilly. It's going to be the reason for some things happening now. It's being promoted to go on your keys, maybe to go on your dog, maybe to, you know, go around, you know, things like that you want to keep. You want to keep kind of a tab on exactly where it's located at. But it's going to be used for some malicious things, as everything is. I keep telling y'all, what it's made for means nothing. The market decides what something is. The market decides what something is. I don't have the ability to say it. Listen, if they know you, if you're a rap guy, and that's what's dangerous about this internet thing, because what you go viral for, it sticks. Now, you may do a good job like the Catch Me Outside girl and transition into something else and kind of plant your flag, but that happens rarely. What you are introduced to people as, 9 times out of 10 is what you'll remain. You know, Pimp C said it, how we enter this game is how we gonna lead this game. Now, some instances, again, you're able to kind of shift the narrative. You're able to figure some things out and change exactly what it is that you're saying. Change exactly what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Change the outlook. But you can put something on the market for good use, and it brings terror. And once we buy enough of them, you can try to cut them off and whatever. But I just think, because the police are already doing it. The police are already pulling up on you dope boys and putting trackers on their cars. I done been around some people that they case when they was going through that case and got to the point where they got to the discovery, they were able to see that the police went to the judge to put a GPS tracker on someone's car without them knowing. And this takes them to your home. This takes them to where you frequent the most, which probably means that whatever you're selling or whatever you're doing is in that location, because you keep going there getting it. And you think you low. You don't think nobody know. You looking around, ain't nobody following you because they don't got to follow you. They got the thing in your car, man. They got the thing in your car, man. You know, so just understanding that is good game, and understanding where we stand, man. So I kind of wanted to, you know, make sure that I let folks know, man, some of that stuff, man, because that's real life. You know, that's real life. And shout out to Apple to keep innovating things. They also doing something on the podcast side we'll talk about next week, because I'm still putting that all together. You know, Spotify, of course, has to copy. Whenever Apple does something, everybody has to fall in line, because they're kind of the leader in that space as far as digital consumption of entertainment. It's probably Apple, Netflix, and YouTube, the top three. Apple, Netflix, and YouTube. Amazon is trying to creep up, but they're dominating the retail space, you know. But as far as entertainment, content, we got Apple, we got Netflix, and we got YouTube kind of at the top of the list. I also wanted to say this, man, because I'm from a town. For those of you that don't know, I get thousands of listens. Some from the town. Shout out to the people from my town that taps in. But I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. FOGFO Studios is in Nashville, Tennessee. This beautiful setting that you see. This is a part of something that I've built from the ground up. As you may know, I'm a what they call a serial entrepreneur. I've been in the hustling game all my life, but as far as real estate, transitional homes, renovating homes, things like that, I've been in that business for about 6 or 7 years. With the help of one of my loved ones teaching me the game, I've been in a privileged position to accumulate 5 homes, 3 of those being transitional homes. And I'm currently shooting a documentary, you know, about that, because again, I need to make sure that y'all know I'm just not on this side talking, that I'm not one of them. You know, hopefully you can tell just by the money that I spent in regards to my setup. I've showed my crib a couple of times, you know, of course you can see I'm looking like it, you know what I'm saying? And so I've been blessed enough to be in a position to learn business and not just be some guy that's just out here doing nothing and just kind of spinning his wheels. With that being said, I remember when they put Nashville in the Forbes magazine, being one of the booming cities in America. I think it was number 2, maybe number 1 actually. Nonetheless, since that time, which was about 4 or 5 years ago, someone knocked on one of our doors, tried to give us $350,000 for a house. And that was just when they was just running around knocking on doors, because they renovating everything close to downtown. So there's some money being made, and there's some money involved in being in Nashville, and had gotten into the real estate space prior to the boom that we're currently in the midst of now. With that being said, we see a lot of moves being made for Nashville, not only from a entertainment perspective, but from a college sports perspective, from a sports perspective, from a financial perspective, from a real estate perspective. You know, all of these things are now starting to do what's called an uptick. Consequently, that brings people like Penny Hardaway down to Nashville to be the head coach of the basketball team over at TSU. Shout out Penny Hardaway. I've sat down with the city paper because I've always applauded how he took his career, put it on the back burner for his son, Fitzgerald. He's a Fitzgerald. He's on the TSU Tigers as well, doing great. I always root for him because I hope he knows how much his dad actually just, put on the line for him to be in that position. I saw it firsthand, just, kind of watching Paper. Paper was in a place to be getting booked and be making, on the low tier, $5,000, $2,500, $5,000. But that's, you go up from there. You don't go down from there. Now you see somebody come from making $20,000 down to making $5,000, they'll hit it down. But if you see someone coming from the hood, they make $2,500. Some markets they get $5,000. Some markets they get $7,500. That dude is on his way up. But he chose to put that on the back burner and focus on his son being some sort of great, basketball player. And so I've always applauded that. I don't speak to many people from the city, but those that I do speak to, I got a certain level of understanding and respect for what they do. So shout out to them. Now, on top of that, we went and got Eddie George. He's now, I think, a part of our football team over at TSU. And these are just things that you're seeing. Once you start seeing things like that, the work was already being done for 10 years in regards to building up the town, building up the real estate, building up the businesses. We got Slim and Huskies now downtown. Shout out to Slim and Huskies. Let's goddamn it give them a shout out. First black business downtown on Broadway. Shout out to the homie Demo. We ain't spoken in a while, but my ties run deep in regards to that whole situation. Shout out to that business partner that saw me and welcomed me as a young man as they came to the hood as the 100 black men and got 23 young boys to work with. At some point, I'll probably sit down with the owners of Slim and Huskies as well as the investor, as I know them. I don't know all the owners, but I know Demo and I know the guy that's behind the scenes that's helping them. So shout out to them. But again, when you see all of these things happening, that's Nashville building itself up. So shout out to Nashville. Now, with us being in a position to now have Hardaway as our coach and be at HBCU and have Eddie George in regards to our football program over at TSU, we started to see it bring people. So Master P has been in a situation where he brought his son down to TSU. His son chose to play for the Tigers. Shout out to Master P and his son, man. Welcome to the city. Beautiful place to be. One thing that's striking me, and one thing that I just really gotta speak about, is that I'm seeing so many grown men. Now, I get entrepreneurship. I get trying to get to P. Peter made almost $1 billion and he's product man. But I also understand how annoying it is, man, that I'm down here with my son, man. I'm down here with my son, man. So many people run up on him. Hey, Pete, man, can I show you, man? Hey, man, if you over 21, man, you got to stop running up on grown men talking about your dream. If you're over 21 years old, stop running up on grown men talking about your dream, man. Especially when someone is here trying to do something for the kid. I'll get to that. Let us plant our feet, though. They don't even want to, They rushing up to him to the point where he gonna have to probably get some people around him. Hey, man, keep people from being able to walk up on me. They aggressive now here. Hopefully that doesn't happen. And he does get a chance to rub shoulders with some people that does have a business plan, that does have a ROI. They do know how to say, well, here's my 14-month plan, and we'll have 95% of the ROI back by month 8. Instead of just running up on the man, can I rap for you? Hey, man, I just want to rap for you, man. I'm selling this, man. I sell T-shirts. Like, come on, family. And he trying to keep it real because he do got to dwell down here with his son. So I ain't gonna just shun you. But let's do this the right way. Let's do this the right way. And it's rough to turn Nashville into Atlanta when you have groupie behavior. Because in Atlanta, you can have some of these guys walking the mall and niggas might just give them a head nod and keep it moving. In LA, it ain't nothing to see somebody famous. Oh, man, they go woo-de-woo. Hey, man, what's up? Keep it moving. People in Nashville, because I lack of economic opportunity, so I understand it from that standpoint, but I need you to understand how counterproductive that is. You know, it's very counterproductive to run up on a guy talking about your dream when I'm down here by my son. Hey, talk to me about that some other time, fam. Or show me some numbers. Get your lawyer. I'll get you in contact with him. Y'all show each other the numbers and then bring it to me when it makes sense. Everybody black sell T-shirts, homie. Everybody black is a rapper. Everybody black, not everybody, but a lot of people. Like, we all got something going on. But we can't bombard somebody with those level of, that's almost being annoying. And when I see it, and everybody say, man, when I get around P, man, I'm going to tell P, man, I'm the next such and such and such and such. I'm the next you. Man, how you the next him? By your age, he was already kicking and pushing. People kill me when they run up to you, man, I'm the next you. Man, you not the next me. When I was your age, man, nigga, I was already up to score. That don't flatter me because you tell me you the next me. You don't even know what it took for me to get there. You don't even know how I look at what I done. How you know I don't look at it like I fumbled the bag? I supposed to be worth $3 billion. I'm worth $300 million. And you talking about you the next me. Nah, you the next you, homie. But understand things got to make sense. Don't run the 1 or 2 or 3 celebrities that we got from the town. Cause nigga want to run up on them with their mixtape. Nigga running up on them with T-shirts that you can put on there with $100 printer thing. Like, that's a good personal business, homie. P selling noodles and shit like that. These are widespread. These ain't just niche type things. Now they're niche, but they're on a corporate level. You coming to me saying you selling T-shirts or socks or you rap. And the whole city want to do a podcast now. I stamped that. I was the first one with a podcast in Cashville. I stamped that. It was not a podcast in the city before me. And his next move, it's going. I ain't running up on P. P gonna come holler at me. If anything, that's if we ever talk. I want to have a conversation with niggas about the game, about furthering information, not cause I want to run up on you and spit no. But I don't rap for nobody. They can have Jay-Z right there. I'm not rapping for no nigga, son. Respectfully. I don't rap for nobody. I'm not running up on dudes spitting bars. That ain't what this is. I'm a businessman. I come out the street. I know it ain't no value in me. Listen, I got a whole bunch of shit I need to do to the record before it come out. So what you hear a lot of times, a nigga sound real good at your car window with them rhymes. You put them in the studio when you got to stack and do ad libs and transition in and out and get your breath under control and they don't sound the same. So it's a different hustle. It's like walking up on a trainer or walking up on someone that's in the boxing business and showing him street fights. Yeah, I might get to see, he got some power though. Like you walk up on me rapping, I might get to see, oh, he got a little voice. I might get to see he got a little voice. You know, I might get to see he got a little swag about himself. Or I might get to see, oh, he pulled up in a lamb. He getting a little money. But I ain't going to see what it's going to take for us to make 10 million. We ain't going to see it with that. We need business. I love Jay like everybody else. I love P like everybody else. I respect all these guys. Diddy, QC, Dame. I respect these guys like everybody else. But I ain't running up on nobody rapping no rhymes. That ain't this. Because I'm a businessman. I ain't a rapper. The rap thing died at a certain age. Not the businessman that rap, but just the pure rapper. And we got that problem in Nashville, i.e. Young Buck. Get caught in that rap mode. We just want to rap. No, sir. LOON a businessman. LOON know how to take 2 and make it 4. 4 and make it 8. 8 and make it 16. 16 and make it 32. You got my attention when we talking like that. But if I'm one of the most known niggas ever to touch a mic, you think ain't nobody walked up on me that can rap good? Man, I'm selling noodles and cleaning supplies now. Y'all talking to me about rap? Y'all talking to me about t-shirts? Y'all talking to me about socks? Y'all talking to me about some of these kind of things? And this ain't to discredit nobody hustle, but you got a one-man hustle. You got a hustle that's good for one nigga. It might can make you some money and sustain your life. But scaling up a business that's just that niche, it's going to be a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a problem for somebody that knows business. And I say that to say, hey, man, let's not bombard these people that's coming down to Nashville with our lack of opportunity, right? And I get it because I'm right along with y'all. I just went outside the town and made some things happen. But there's not much opportunity here for blacks. So when we see somebody like P hit the ground, we say, ooh, we know he connected outside the town. He can help some people. But it's a way to go about it. It's a way to go about it, Slime. With that being said, shout out to P. Shout out to the hustlers in the town. But let's do this in the right way. Shoot a business plan through. Somebody like Slim and Husky, they can push up on P. He gonna hear, he gonna listen. Boy, we 4-5 of these in. On the west, down south, like we doing our thug thizzle. But don't come up on the man rapping he down there with his son, man. And when we talk about podcasting or entertainment content, period, hey, man, we can run the numbers. And I'm currently making money off what I'm doing. Currently. And I got to scale up. I ain't even started. And I'm making money. But I won't even run up on P with that. We don't do that kind of stuff. We got enough money. We'll figure it out. But if you get wind of some kind of way, you want to rap with a nigga, sit down and give a nigga some game or get a people some game sitting across from someone that got some game, then this is where you got to come talk to me. You see what I'm saying? But I just think it comes off as needy when you just run up on me and I'm here about my son. So I wanted to speak on that. But again, man, thank you guys for watching another episode of It's Up There podcast with your boy LOON and Luciano, man. If you made it to this part, man, I love you. Keep tuning in, keep listening. We going crazy, man. We going big. Like I said, our next move, man, it's gonna be dope. Hopefully everybody can be a part of it. If you can't, then you know it is what it is. But I just really, really hope that y'all know who y'all dealing with, man. The biggest one. It's Up There Podcast.
With this Up There Podcast.